Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Sanjay Mattu with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for making India a hub of heritage tourism. Home Minister Amit Shah stresses need for effective use of technology in maintaining law and order. Army Chief General M.M. Narvane says training, integration, personnel and quality of equipment will be high on his priorities. Naval variant of indigenous light combat aircraft makes its first successful landing on aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya. Haitham bin Tariq al-Said takes over as Sultan of Oman after the death of long-time ruler Sultan Qaboos. And Maharashtra dominates medal tally at Khelo India Youth Games in Guwahati. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called for making India a hub of heritage tourism. Speaking after unveiling a statue at the iconic Old Currency Building in Kolkata this evening, Mr. Modi said that India should be a world-class major centre of heritage tourism.
परंपरा और पर्यटन ये दो ऐसे विषय हैं जिनका हमारी हेरिटेज से और हमारे इमोशंस से, हमारी पहचान से सीधा कनेक्ट। केंद्र सरकार का ये प्रयास है कि भारत के सांस्कृतिक सामर्थ्य को दुनिया के सामने नए रंग रूप में रखें ताकि भारत दुनिया में हेरिटेज टूरिज्म का बड़ा सेंटर बनकर के उभरे।
The Prime Minister said the centre is planning to set up the Indian Institute of Heritage, for which work will start from the Indian Museum in Kolkata, one of the oldest museums of the world. The Prime Minister dedicated to the nation 4 iconic buildings of Kolkata, namely Old Currency Building, Belvedere House, Victoria Memorial Hall and Metcalfe House after renovation. He said the government has taken up a plan to modernize 5 museums of the country to international standard. Mr. Modi is on a 2-day visit to the city. The Prime Minister said Bengal has a rich culture and heritage and it is culture which has kept us united. Mr. Modi said we are celebrating the 200th birth anniversary of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar in 2022, when India will be celebrating its 75th anniversary of independence. He said the country will also celebrate the 250th birth anniversary of the great social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy. The Prime Minister further said the country has great regard for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and the government has recognized his great contribution to the freedom movement. The demand of declassification of the files of Netaji had been made for several years. Mr. Modi added the NDA government declassified them. He also said that other revolutionaries from Bengal should get respect and regard. Paying glowing tributes to Swami Vivekananda for his contributions to enriching Indian culture, the Prime Minister said Swamiji's teachings are still relevant today.
हम सभी को स्वामी विवेकानंद जी की वो बात हमेशा याद रखनी है जो उन्होंने मिशिगन यूनिवर्सिटी में कुछ लोगों से संवाद के दौरान कही थी। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी ने उन्हें कहा था, अभी वर्तमान सदी भले ही आपकी है लेकिन 21वीं सदी भारत की होगी। स्वामी विवेकानंद के उस विश्वास को, उस संकल्प को सिद्ध करने के लिए प्रत्येक देशवासी को पूरी शक्ति से निरंतर काम करते रहना चाहिए।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has stressed the need for effective use of technology to maintain law and order. He was speaking at a function after inaugurating various people-centric projects of the Gujarat Police and the Indian Postal Department at Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar today. He said the 2 projects, Vishwas and Ashvast, will play a key role in preventing crimes in the state. The projects include video integration and statewide advanced security or Vishwas project, Netrang project to establish command and control rooms in 33 districts, an online portal to pay e-challans and a cybercrime prevention unit or Ashvast, which will have a dedicated service helpline for victims of cyber crimes. Mr. Shah also inaugurated 6 different postal memory cards depicting various folk dances of Gujarat. He dedicated to the people the free Wi-Fi system at Gandhinagar railway station. Mr. Shah also addressed the convocation of the Gujarat Technological University at Mahatma Mandir in Gandhinagar. He asked the students to use education for national development and to find solutions to global challenges. The minister highlighted the role of the youth in the making of New India.
आप सबको भी कि जब आपकी कैरियर का चुनाव करें, जब किस क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ना है ये सोच करें, जरूर सोचिए कि आपने जो ज्ञान प्राप्त किया वो इस देश की समस्याओं के समाधान के उपयोग में आ सकती है और स्टार्टअप इंडिया के अंदर आपके स्टार्टअप का चयन की भी दिशा वो ही होनी चाहिए.
Gujarat Governor Acharya Devavrat, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani and Vice Chancellor Naveen Sheth were also present on the occasion. Around 61,000 students were conferred degrees in various fields. 173 students were conferred gold medals, while 39 students were conferred PhD degrees on the occasion. Mr. Shah will visit Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh tomorrow to mobilize support for the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA. Mr. Shah will address a public meeting and also interact with people to create awareness on the CAA and the National Register of Citizens. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narwane has said that training, integration, personnel and quality of equipment will be high on his priorities. Addressing the annual press conference in New Delhi today, General Narwane said quality and not quantity will be the mantra of the Army in training for future warfare. The Army Chief said that the appointment of the Chief of Defence Staff and the creation of the Department of Military Affairs are major steps towards integration.
The Department of Military Affairs is a very big step towards integration, and we on our part will make sure that this is a success. Integration will also be within the Army, but I also want to assure everyone that in this process of integration, we will take everyone along. Nobody will be left behind.
General Narwane said that the armed forces owe their allegiance to the constitution of the country and are fighting to protect the core values of justice, equality and fraternity enshrined in the preamble. General Narwane said the Indian Army is of the people and for the people of India. He said his focus was on ABC, allegiance, belief and consolidation. He said the Army swears allegiance to the Constitution of India, be it a Jawan or an officer, and that is what should guide all its actions at all times. The naval version of the indigenous light combat aircraft, LCA, made its first successful landing on the aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya today. This aircraft has been developed by the Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO. Congratulating the DRDO and the Navy for this achievement, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that he is extremely happy to learn about the maiden landing of the naval variant of the LCA on INS Vikramaditya. He said this successful landing is a great event in the history of the Indian fighter aircraft development program. The DRDO in a tweet said, after completing extensive trials on the shore-based test facility, LCA Navy did an arrested landing on INS Vikramaditya. DRDO Chairman Dr. G. Satish Reddy has congratulated the DRDO and other agencies' team members who were involved in the development of this aircraft. More from our correspondent.
With the successful landing of light combat aircraft on aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya, India has entered into the club of selected nations having the capability to design a fighter jet which can land on an aircraft carrier. Commodore Jaideep Mavlankar conducted the maiden landing. LCA is the smallest and lightest multi-role supersonic fighter aircraft of its class. The LCA program intends to further expand and advance India's indigenous aerospace capabilities. With Naveen Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, Delhi.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website newsonair.com. Students, teachers and parents have been very eagerly waiting for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction program, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2020. The event will be held at Talkatora Stadium in New Delhi on the 20th of this month. Over 2,000 students, parents and teachers will be participating from all over the country. Prime Minister Modi will answer questions and interact with selected students where he'll discuss how to beat exam stress. Talking to AIR News, Shraddha Yadav, a student of Kendriya Vidyalaya Kanpur, said last year she had asked a question to the Prime Minister and was inspired by his speech.
I'm very much inspired by their speech, like he told how to study and said how to support parents in our studies. They said like little time to give a support, like he told that कोई कुछ कह रहा होता है, like तो वो चीज हमें बहुत ज़्यादा मजे से सुनते हैं हम. तो वैसे ही हमें पढ़ाई में स्टडी की तरफ भी उतना ही ध्यान देना चाहिए.
Tusharika, a student of the Government Girls Model Higher Secondary School, Jammu, said she is very excited to meet the Prime Minister and is eagerly waiting to hear him.
First of all, I am very excited that I am going to meet our Honorable Prime Minister, my parents, teachers, and also my friends. They are also very excited. Sometimes students are very stressed about exam and they want very so much well that they deserve.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has emphasized that political ideological differences should be set aside to ensure the development of the nation. He was inaugurating the 173rd Tyagaraj Aradhana Music Festival in Tiruvayyaru today. He pointed out that the basis of Indian culture is the philosophy of share and care and called upon everyone to protect and preserve culture, music and history and engender pride in our country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi condoled the demise of noted Kannada scholar and activist M. Chidananda Murthy. Murthy passed away at a hospital in Bengaluru in the early hours today. He was 88. The Prime Minister said Murthy was a doyen of culture and literature. His passion towards the Kannada language was noteworthy and so were his efforts to preserve the unique aspects of its rich history. Haitham bin Tariq Al Said today took over as the Sultan of Oman after the death of long-time ruler Sultan Qaboos. The new ruler is the cousin of late Sultan Qaboos. Sultan Qaboos died last evening at the age of 79 following a prolonged illness. Sultan Qaboos had ruled Oman since 1970 and was the 8th Sultan of the House of Al Said. He was the longest-serving monarch among recent Arab rulers. More from our correspondent.
Thousands lined up on the roads in Muscat to bid adieu to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, architect of modern Oman, on his journey to the final resting place. Oman declared 3 days of official mourning with flags to be flown at half-mast for 40 days. Qaboos solidified his rule during his 50 years of his regime and used the oil revenue to transform the country. Being a lover of classical music, Qaboos founded the Royal Oman Symphony Orchestra in 1985. During his regime, the Sultanate of Oman remained a neutral mediator. Kanchan Prasad, AIR News, Dubai.
And now news from Khelo India Games. Maharashtra dominates the medals tally at the Khelo India Youth Games in Guwahati. On the second day today, Maharashtra is leading with 25 medals, including 7 gold, 7 silver and 11 bronze medals, followed by Uttar Pradesh with 6 gold medals. Delhi is at third position with 4 golds and 1 silver. Madhya Pradesh has bagged 7 medals, including 2 golds in athletics, while Gujarat won 1 gold and 3 silver. More from our correspondent.
Gymnasts and athletes dominated the day-to-day. Maharashtra maintained their brilliant run in the gymnastics by winning 6 gold and 7 silvers. Asmi Ankush from Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh Jatin Kumar Kanujia have maintained their dream runs in gymnastics by winning 3 gold medals each. But the thrilling performance was come from Tripura's Priyanka Dasgupta, who already won 4 gold in the gymnastic event. Local girl Upasa Talukdar managed to get 1 silver and 2 bronze medals so far in the same gymnastic event. In athletics, 4 meet records have been made today at Soru Sajai Stadium. Madhya Pradesh got 7 medals in track and field in the morning. With Sasank Kumar, this is Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Guwahati.
Indian opener KL Rahul has retained his 6th position while captain Virat Kohli has moved up to a place to 9th in the batting chart of the T20 International Players Rankings released by the International Cricket Council today. The T20 rankings were updated after the conclusion of the 3-match series between India and Sri Lanka. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for making India a hub of heritage tourism. Home Minister Amit Shah stresses need for effective use of technology in maintaining law and order. Army Chief General M.M. Narvane says training, integration, personnel and quality of equipment will be high on his priorities. Naval variant of indigenous light combat aircraft makes its first successful landing on aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya. Haitham bin Tariq Al Said takes over as Sultan of Oman after the death of long-time ruler Sultan Qaboos. And Maharashtra dominates medals tally at Khelo India Youth Games in Guwahati. And that's all in the news at 9. Good night.